Hello, good afternoon, dear learners. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. Today is September 20, 2021, and welcome to another session of Grade 9 Science with me, your tutor for this afternoon, Tutor Kevin, and together with Tutor Vandong from SDO Malabon. But today I'll be handling our Itulay session. Again, isang magandang hapon po sa lahat ng mga magulang, sa lahat ng mga learner na patuloy na sumusubaybay, ganun din sa mga guro. At ngayong hapong ito, we will talk about an important lesson na talaga namang makaka-relate tayong lahat. Because today, quarter 1, week 2, we will still continue the lesson or the topic about the respiratory and the circulatory system. Okay, so but before we start, I hope you are in good condition. I hope you are well, and I hope you are all having a great time. Okay, mga learners, mga parents, mga teachers, just type in your comments sa ating comment section sa ating official Facebook page para ngayong hapong ito ay patuloy tayong matututo ng sabay-sabay so that I would also know your feedback and also your answers sa ating mga activities for this afternoon. Okay, again, my name is Tutor Kevin. For this quarter 1, actually, this is week 2, we will still deal with the most essential learning competency, which is we will explain how the respiratory and circulatory systems work together to transport nutrients, gases, and other molecules to and from the different parts of the body. So again, itutuloy lang natin. Last time we had the respiratory system. We identified the different organs or parts of the respiratory system as well as the function of each part of the respiratory system. And tutuloy natin siya ngayong hapong ito, no? Because at the end of the session, we will be able to explain the concepts of the circulatory system naman. But before we go to the circulatory system, no, ngayong quarter 1, week 2, itutuloy natin yung process of inhalation and exhalation, or we call it as the mechanism or mekanismo ng paghinga. Kasi ang paghinga natin ay may proseso yan, hindi to basta-basta nangyayari. No? We have the processes inhalation, or in other words, inspiration and exhalation or expiration. No? Pag sinabi nating inhalation, simple. It's just the process of taking in oxygen mula doon sa external environment natin, ano? And after we inhale that oxygen, no? Syempre papasok to sa katawan at ipoproseso muna ito bago ito pumunta doon sa ating alveoli or sa loob ng ating baga at para magamit ng ating iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan natin, no? And after that, syempre, kinakailangan din i-release natin yung hangin ulit towards the external environment. We call it as the process of exhalation. We take in oxygen, O2, and we exhale carbon dioxide or CO2. Is it clear, guys? All right, let us continue, no? Kapag kasi humihinga tayo, ladies and gentlemen, um, aside from the lungs, no, which is an organ for breathing, tinutulungan din tayo ng napaka-espesyal na muscle, no? Kapag tumayo ka, ayan, tatayo si Teacher Kevin. Ito yung lungs ko at dito, ayan, meron ditong muscle. Okay, may muscle 'yan. Ang tawag doon sa muscle na 'yon sa ilalim ng ating left and right lungs ay diaphragm. Take note of the word diaphragm, diaphragm. Our diaphragm is a muscle, no? This is innervated by the phrenic nerve. Okay. Anong ginagawa ni diaphragm sa ating proseso or mekanismo ng paghinga? Siyempre, kilalanin muna natin sino si diaphragm. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, si diaphragm is a muscle, no? Shaped like a parachute. So pag ganun siya, pa-curve, no? Located below your lungs. Okay? So tuloy natin. Next to that is, so na-discuss na natin to, no? Si inhalation, ano? Pag sinabi nating inhalation, in relation to the function of the diaphragm, kapag tayo ay humigop ng hangin or when we inhale, anong gagawin ni diaphragm? So inhale. feel your diaphragm dito sa may abdomen nyo. Dito. Feel nyo yan sa may tummy area. So dito. Feel nyo, hawakan nyo yan. Na inhale. Ang nangyayari, si diaphragm nagko-contract or gumaganon siya. Nagko-contract, no? It tightens, no? And moves downward. Eh syempre, nagpapasok tayo ng hangin sa loob ng ating katawan, natural si diaphragm, it moves downward. So that kapag nag-expand ang ating lungs, 'di ba? It will also help in it will help in the expansion or the full lung expansion. Kapag huminga ka, bababa si diaphragm, it will contract and moves downward so that it will promote the full lung expansion. Malinaw? So, yun yung nangyayari. Yun yung role ni diaphragm. As simple as that, no? So, it could provide a bigger space for your lungs to expand. Yung tinatawag nating full lung expansion. Okay? So again, take note of the words. Full lung expansion. Good afternoon sa iyo, Babylin. Miranda Antalan, good afternoon sa iyo. Jane Gonzalez Cunana Naragmak. Good afternoon. Sir Tony Maipa, good afternoon po. Good afternoon din Kyla Gianna Publico, as well as Austin Lawrence Crua Waker Jr. At ayan, yung mga binanggit kong pangalan, I know that you are active for this afternoon's Itulay session. So, malinaw yan. Pag breathing in, tumutulong din si diaphragm para magkaroon ng full lung expansion. So, as simple as that. I will summarize it later so that it will be easier for you to understand. Now, let's move forward. Breathing out or the process of exhalation. Exhalation, the exhalation, it's exhalation, no? Eh ano namang role ngayon ni diaphragm diyan? So kung mapapansin nyo kanina, nung tayo nag-inhale, the diaphragm moves down so that there will be a full lung expansion. Dito naman, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upward. Eh syempre, ipupush niya si lungs, no? Ipupush niya si lungs para i-release yung carbon dioxide palabas. So malinaw po 'yon. Outside the external environment. Okay? So, the intercostal muscle, ito na. Sir, ano itong intercostal muscle na to? Yung intercostal muscle, yung muscle natin dito. No? Sa chest area natin, ano? It relaxes, so decrease the area in the chest cavity, no? So, ano nangyayari? Siyempre, itutulak ni diaphragm pataas si lungs so that the lungs will release the carbon dioxide papunta sa labas, ano? So, yun lang yung nangyayari. Of course, dadaan yan doon sa mga parts na dinaanan din ni oxygen papunta sa baga. So, paglabas, pabalik lang siya. Okay, is it clear? Okay, when I say clear, you say crystal. Okay, learners? Type in nyo nga yung crystal. Pag sinabi kong clear, you say crystal. Alright, good afternoon sa inyo lahat. Share lang natin itong ating Itulay session for grade 9. To sum it up, no, the process of inhalation and exhalation, sa inhalation, when we breathe in, the diaphragm contracts. And when we exhale, the diaphragm relaxes. Kabaligtaran lang siya, no? Now, when we inhale, the chest expands. Of course, mag-expand yan kasi napupuno ng air, ng oxygen. Well, when we exhale or breathe out, syempre, the diaphragm, the diaphragm will push up the lungs so that our chest will contract. Kasi palabas na nga yung hangin. Alright? I mean the carbon dioxide. Now, when we inhale, the air flows in. Basic. When we exhale, the air flows out. Air flows in the form of oxygen, and the air flows out in the form of carbon dioxide. Okay? Now, when we inhale also, the volume of our chest cavity increases. Siyempre, napupuno ng hangin, no? And there is gas exchange. And when we exhale, the volume of our chest cavity decreases, no? And of course, when we inhale, pressure decreases, and when we exhale, pressure increases. All right? So ayan, kabaligtaran lang ang mga nangyayari sa mechanism of breathing. Ang galing ano kasi naka-design talaga ang katawan natin to do those processes. pati paghinga natin mayroong mekanismo. Okay. Sabihin na nating we inhaled. Ano naman ngayon? Bakit ba talaga kailangan natin or why do we need to breathe in oxygen? Why? Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya natin kinakailangang mag-take in ng oxygen? Okay? There is a reason for that. No? Since oxygen is carried in the bloodstream, tandaan natin, si oxygen hindi lang yan pumupunta sa baga. Ito ay kinakailangan ng iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan natin. Ano? Kailangan niyang pumunta sa kalit-liitang bahagi ng ating katawan. Now, we will discuss the relationship of the respiratory system to the circulatory system. Now, you might think na, or you might wonder kung bakit gumagaling ang sugat mo. Or kung bakit bago siya gumaling, nangangati. Naranasan nyo ba yon, nangangati yung inyong sugat bago siya gumaling? It has a relation with the distribution of oxygen throughout the body. And that system, the concern of that system, the system concerning that process is called the circulatory system. In advanced term, we call it as the cardiovascular system. Ano? But for now, we will use the circulatory system. Clear? Clear ba tayo dyan, mga learners, mga parents, mga teachers? Clear ba tayo dyan? Can you say crystal? Please type in crystal if it's clear. Okay, let us move forward. Now, let's talk about the function of the circulatory system. Ang circulatory system kasi, dinesign ito para mag-distribute ng iba't ibang kakailanganin ng mga cells or cellula or sihay sa ating katawan. No, hindi lang siya heart, hindi lang siya dugo, kundi merong reason kung bakit kinakailangan sa circulatory system. And let us find out as we go further. Kasi nga, kinakailangan siyempre ng bawat bahagi ng katawan natin ng nutrients. No? Kinakailangan din ng hindi lang ng katawan natin, no, the cells of the body, kinakailangan na ng nutrients. Kinakailangan din niya ng oxygen. Paano makakarating yung nutrients, oxygen at iba pang mga chemicals na kailangan ng katawan natin sa mga cells? Paano siya? Knock-knock? Pasok oxygen, pasok nutrients, pasok chemicals, ganun ba yon? Hindi. Meron niyang proseso din na pinagdadaanan. Ano? So let us continue. Ang circulatory system natin ay merong mga major parts. We have the heart, we have the blood, and we have the blood vessels. May puso, may dugo, at merong mga litid or the blood vessels. No? O yung mga ugat-ugat natin. Okay, ugat pala siya rather. Now, take note of that, heart, blood, and the blood vessels. Ano naman si dugo? Now, blood is actually consisting of water and other elements, such as like iron, calcium. So meron yan ng ating dugo. So it is a tissue, tandaan natin. This is also a tissue. Katulad din pala siya ng ating skin, ng ating hair. It is also a tissue made of fluid, cells, and fragments of cells. Tandaan natin, si blood consisting of the white blood cells, the red blood cells, the plasma, ano pa ba? Yung mga leukocytes, erythrocytes, yung mga RBC, WBC natin, ano? Also, pag sinabi nating blood, since it is fluid, it flows. It flows throughout our body. From the heart to the upper extremity to the lower extremity of our body, no? So, sabi dito, there are about 55% of the total volume of blood in our body. Now, we have the red and white blood cells and platelets. Yan ay nasa dugo natin, no? Kaya you might wonder bakit kapag nagkasugat ka ay nag-heal. Bakit nag-granulate siya or meron mga langib. Yan ay dahil sa meron tayong blood na nagke-carry ng mga essential nutrients at mga cells papunta doon sa site of our injury. Okay, let us move forward. Now, pag pinag-uusapan natin ang dugo, syempre, hindi lang naman siya nakakalat sa buong katawan. It has to be, it has to flow throughout the body via the following. We have the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries or capillaries. No? Arteries, veins, and capillaries. Tatlong magkakaibang ugat, pero may kanya-kanyang role, may kanya-kanyang function, at may kanya-kanyang mga tinatawag natin na distinction. Halimbawa, di ba sa katawan natin napapansin nyo, dalawang kulay ang ugat. Merong blue at merong purple at meron ding red. Ano kayang significance ng blue? Ano kayang significance ng red? Well, as far as the blood vessels are concerned, pag blue ang ating blood vessel, siya ay tinatawag nating deoxygenated ang laman. I mean, ang laman nun is deoxygenated. Kapag red naman yung blood vessel natin, syempre, yung blood nun is red, no? It is oxygenated. Take note of the word. Oxygenated, ang kabaligtaran niya is deoxygenated. Oxygenated is with oxygen, while deoxygenated is without oxygen. Or the oxygen has already been used up. Gamit na. No? Okay, let us move forward. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Merong red at merong blue or purple. No? Pag red, yung ating blood vessel, yung dugo niyan came from the heart. Papunta sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan. Pag naman blue yung blood vessel, it contains deoxygenated blood going to the heart. Malinaw tayo? Red is came from the heart, while the blue one is going to the heart. Ano namang nangyayari dyan? Siyempre, yung blue, na deoxygenated siya, kinakailangan niyang maging oxygenated. Kaya bago mangyari yon, kinakailangan niyang bumalik sa ating heart, papunta sa lungs, para mag-load siya ng oxygen. Malinaw tayo? So that the oxygenated blood will become deoxygenated, then the deoxygenated blood will become oxygenated. So it's just a cycle. Ano naman yung nasa gitna niya? Ano naman yung nasa gitna na maliliit? We call it as the capillaries or the capillaries. The red one are the arteries, while the blue ones are the veins. Malinaw? In terms of pressure or blood pressure, alin kaya dyan sa tatlo, artery, capillaries, and veins, ang may pinakamalakas na pressure? Alin kaya dyan? Sige nga, learners. Type in your answer. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Brian Lay Dupaya, Lorelyn Latala Tamayo. Good afternoon, Christopher Leodino. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Ayan, sige. Alin kaya dyan yung mataas ang pressure or yung parang dugo na sumisirit? Is it the artery, the capillaries, or the veins? The answer to that is, of course, yung nasa artery. No? In the medical field, hindi ka pwedeng operahan kung ikay hypertensive dahil mataas masyado yung pressure ng iyong artery. Sisirit ang dugo mo. No, hindi ka pwedeng operahan. So kinakailangan pababain muna ang blood pressure natin. So malinaw, artery contains blood na didistribute towards the different parts of the body. Kaya malakas ang pressure. While yun namang blue is the vein, it is actually slower siya. Then it goes back to the heart so that it will become oxygenated. What's the role of the capillaries? Actually, when you look at the picture I have here, no, it is the role of the capillary. Actually, tingnan niyo, nagbabranch siya sa dalawa. We have that came from the blood came from the artery, then that once came from the vein. It is connected. Kasi it's just the role is just to recycle the process. Okay? Now, ayan na nga. Pag sinabi nating arteries, blood is going away from the heart. Okay? Away. Mataas ang pressure niyan. Oxygen rich. Yan ang laman ni artery, no? Ayan. So, yung maliliit na arteries, kasi paliit ng paliit yan, kasi syempre, hindi naman pwedeng isang size lang ang artery natin. Meron tayong mga maliliit na parts of the body. So arterioles ang kailangan doon. Ang mga nakakonect doon, arterioles, no? So yun yung mga arterioles na yan, so yung mga nakakonect sa iba't ibang parts of our body para masupplyan ng oxygenated blood, no? So next natin is are the veins, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina. This is actually containing deoxygenated blood that has to be oxygenated going back to the heart, no? So, syempre, in your body, oxygen-poor blood has darker red color. So, malinaw tayo doon. Capillaries yan, smallest blood vessels, katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, that move blood to and from the cells of the body. Then, these blood vessels are also small, that blood cells must move through them in single file. Sa madaling sabi, it is the smallest blood vessel, no? Its walls are very thin that materials can easily diffuse into and out of them. Okay? Now, let's talk about the heart. Yung puso natin. Kamusta ba ang puso ninyo? Okay lang ba ang mga puso ninyo, mga kaibigan, mga learners? I hope okay lang ang mga puso ninyo, no? Pag sinabi nating heart, hindi ito yung ganyang heart shape, no? Hindi yung ganyan, yung finger heart. When we say heart, nakakita na naman siguro kayo ng heart ng pork or ng beef or ng cow at saka ng chicken, ano? The heart is actually a muscle. Ang tindi kasi galaw siya ng galaw. Hindi katulad ng ibang muscle natin, kung kailangan mo lang siya pag nagbuhat ka lang, yung arm muscle natin at saka yung muscle natin sa ating mga legs, saka lang siya pwedeng magagamit. Whereas this heart that we have at the center of our body, again, learners, the heart is not located sa left side of the body. It is actually located at the center. Fifth intercostal space, mid-clavicular line. Okay, mid-clavicle. This is the clavicle. Mid niyan. So ito. So nandito siya. Gitna nitong clavicle nyo na bone, collarbone. Fifth intercostal space, yung ikalimang space ng ribs natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So nandito yung aking heart. So the heart is situated at the fifth intercostal space, mid-clavicular line, at the center. Feel lang natin yung pagtibok niya sa left, 'di ba? Kasi syempre yung apex niya, yung mismong dulo niya is situated more doon sa left, no? So it pumps 24/7. At what is it pumping? Of course, the blood. So it pumps 24/7 for as long as we live. No? So the main function of the heart is to keep blood moving constantly throughout the body. Kapag ito ay tumigil, yari. Okay? So the heart is a specialized muscle. Okay. Now let's move forward. The heart as a vital pump. Ayan. So meron tayo ditong right atrium. Meron tayo dito mga chamber. Ang heart kasi meron mga chambers, no? We have the right atrium, the right ventricle. Right atrium is nasa taas, right ventricle nasa baba, left atrium nasa taas, then left ventricle nasa baba. Those are the four major chambers, no? Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. Okay? So malinaw tayo dyan. You can take a screenshot of this. By the way, if you will miss our ETOLI session, you can still review this in our DepEd Commons at sa ating YouTube channel at Facebook Facebook page natin, ano. Now, pag pinag-uusapan natin ng heart, ang blood, meron tayong pinag-uusapan din natin ng circulation or yung pag-ikot or yung pagdaloy. Okay? So, we have the pulmonary circulation. We also have the systemic circulation and the coronary circulation. Pulmonary, systemic, and coronary are the three types of circulation. Again, pulmonary, systemic, and coronary. Now, from the root word pulmonary, it occurs between the heart and our lungs. Tandaan natin, di ba, ang puso ay nasa gitna, then nandito siya, then sa kaliwat kanan ang lungs. Kaya sila halos magkadikit or magkalapit is because kinakailangan ng blood, di ba? Ang blood pinapump ni heart. Hindi lang siya ipinapump ni heart. Kinakailangan bago siya ipump ni heart, dadaan muna yan sa process of oxygenation. Kinakailangan munang malagyan ng oxygen yung deoxygenated blood bago ito may distribute sa iba't ibang katawan. Ano? So parang ganito lang si pulmonary circulation. So kung makikita nyo dyan, ayan, yung kulay pula na dumadalo is deoxygenated blood. At pagbalik niya, kulay blue na siya. Dadaan sa heart, papunta sa lungs. Then, ang gagawin ni lungs, lalagyan siya ng oxygen pertaining to the cells. Then, tsaka uli siya i-distribute. Ulitin natin. Yan, yung blue dadaan sa heart, papunta sa lungs. Si lungs, lalagyan siya ng oxygen. Papunta naman sa iba't ibang, sa heart ulit, papunta sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan. That is the pulmonary circulation. Malinaw? So, okay tayo doon? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, thank you so much. So, yan, napakalinaw naman ng ating diagram. Pag sinabi naman nating systemic circulation, pag systemic, syempre, nalagyan na ng oxygen si blood cells natin, kinakailangan na yung i-deliver sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan natin. Maliban, of course, except the lungs, kasi galing na siya sa lungs, no? So, ayan yon. Kaya gumagaling ang sugat mo kapag ikay nagkasugat is because yung dugo mo is may oxygen siya. Oxygen containing. Ingredient si oxygen para sa wound healing. Malinaw. Oxygenated siya, no? Systemic circulation. Dumadalo yung dugo sa buong katawan natin para, of course, man-nourish yan. Malinaw po yan? Malinaw. That is the systemic circulation. Binubugay, yung oxygenated blood, binubugay ni aorta. Mamaya, i-trace natin kung ano yung pathway ng ating blood papunta sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan natin. Again, systemic circulation except the lungs. But the blood is delivered all throughout the body. Kapag hindi na supplyan ng oxygenated blood ang iyong, like halimbawa, itong finger ko, kunyari, nagkasugat yan, o kahit walang sugat, kunyari, may injury dito. Kapag ito ay hindi nalagyan ng oxygenated blood, mangingitim yan hanggang sa mabulok. Kaya yung mga sugat na nabubulok, most likely, hindi na siya nadadaluyan ng oxygen. Patay na yung ugat. Malinaw tayo doon. Kaya may napuputulan. Okay? So, ayan, this is a systemic circulation. Ayan, the oxygenated blood is delivered in the different parts of the body like organs and other parts, while pabalik naman sa katawan is the deoxygenated blood, wala na siyang oxygen, kinakailangan niya uli mag-refill ng oxygen. So the cycle continues for as long as we live. Now, coronary circulation. Of course, sabi ko kanina, si heart, it works 24/7, no? 24/7 siya, hindi siya tumitigil. Hanggang buhay tayo magwo-work siya. Kinakailangan niya ng sarili niyang circulation. Hindi siya pwedeng sumabay doon sa regular na circulation ng katawan, no? So kinakailangan niya ng self-sustaining dapat siya. It works through the coronary arteries. Tandaan natin yung coronary arteries na yan, it should be clear. Dapat yung blood sa kanya ay flowing lang at walang bara. Tandaan natin kapag yung coronary arteries natin ay nabarahan, heart attack or myocardial infarction. Tandaan natin, self-sustaining dapat si heart. Hindi siya dapat magkaroon ng abruption or hindi dapat siya makiagaw doon sa regular system na nangyayari, regular circulation ng ating katawan. So malinaw ba yan? Those are the three: pulmonary, systemic, and the coronary circulation. Now, blood flow in the heart. Now, once you know so you already know the basic concept kung anong function ng ating heart, no? So, kinakailangan naman nating malaman kung ano yung nasa loob. This is the cross-section of the heart. Tingnan nga natin yan. Ayan, nagko-contract at nagre-relax. Contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax. May function din kung bakit kinakailangan ng contraction at relaxation, no? So ayan. Now, ito yung ating blood pathway, no? Of course, meron tayong upper extremity at saka lower extremity. Sir, saan po yung upper extremity? Mula hips hanggang ulo, that's the upper extremity. Mula naman hip pababa doon sa ating kalingkingan or doon sa toes, that is the lower extremity. Malinaw tayo. Ngayon, yung dugo mula sa upper at lower extremity, kinakailangan niyang bumalik sa puso. I'm pertaining to deoxygenated blood, ano? So, ayan. Yung deoxygenated blood, kinakailangan niyang, ang goal ay para maging oxygenated. Deoxygenated has to become oxygenated. Okay? So, saan dadaan yung dugo na deoxygenated? Yung dugo from the upper extremity will enter the superior vena cava or vena cava. While yung dugo na deoxygenated na nanggaling sa lower extremity will enter the inferior vena cava. So para siyang dalawang tubo, no? Ito, superior vena cava at saka inferior vena cava. When we say superior, nasa taas. When we say inferior, nasa baba. So dyan nag-e-enter yung deoxygenated blood. So once nakapasok na siya dun sa superior and inferior vena cava, pupunta na siya dito sa right atrium. So this is the first chamber, the right atrium. Pagpunta niya sa right atrium, siyempre, kinakailangan niyang pumunta sa next chamber, the right ventricle. Okay, the right ventricle. Dadaan muna siya dito sa parang, tingnan natin to kanina. This is the right atrium. This is the, then, meron siyang parang, pintuan dito. This is called the tricuspid valve. So bago pumasok the deoxygenated blood will enter the superior and inferior vena cava going to the right atrium. From the right atrium, it will enter the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve. Via the tricuspid valve. The tricuspid valve is like a door, one-way door, mag-o-open siya, tsaka lang bababa yung dugo from the right atrium papunta sa right ventricle. Pagbaba ng dugo, magsasara uli si tricuspid valve to give way para mag-fill in uli yung right atrium ng panibagong deoxygenated blood. Anyway, so once the blood entered the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve, it will enter the pulmonary, it will pass through the pulmonary artery. Andito yung pulmonary artery natin. Pulmonary artery. Pero bago siya makarating sa pulmonary artery, dadaan muna si deoxygenated blood via the pulmonary valve. Another valve. Valve means barbula, parang yung gripo, yung sarahan at bukasan ng gripo. So bubukas si pulmonary valve, dadaan si dugo, papunta naman sa pulmonary artery. Pulmo, from the word pulmo, lungs. Siyempre, pag nasa pulmonary artery na si deoxygenated blood, pupunta na siya sa lungs. Ayan, pansinin nyo, blue at saka red. Kasi sa lungs, yung deoxygenated blood ay lalagyan na ng oxygen. So, it will become oxygenated blood already. So, pagdating niya sa lungs, oxygenated na siya, kinakailangan niyang bumalik sa puso. Babalik ulit siya sa puso. 'Di ba? It will a while ago the blood is deoxygenated. Now that the blood entered the lungs, it becomes oxygenated. Now, the oxygenated blood will go back to the heart via the left atrium. The oxygenated blood will pass through the left atrium. Pababa naman siya sa left ventricle natin via the mitral valve. Mitral valve. Di ko lang nailagay dito. So bago naman bumaba si si oxygenated blood mula kay left atrium papunta kay left ventricle, kinakailangan mo nang magbukas ni another valve. We call it as the mitral valve. So bubukas yon. Ink, enter blood, proceed sa left ventricle. After niyang pumasok na kay left ventricle, blood will go to the aorta. Okay. Bago siya pumunta kay aorta, meron ulit na valve. It is called the aortic valve. Pansinin niyo ang heart. Ang dami niyang pintuan or valve, no? So that hindi siya mapuno ng dugo. Puputok 'yan pag napuno ng dugo at hindi mag-work ang valve natin. The valves open and closes at it directs the blood one way. Hindi pwedeng bumalik. Hindi pwedeng mag-backflow yung blood sa heart. One way. Progressing lang siya. So, pag mula sa left ventricle, pupunta na siya sa aorta via the aortic valve. And from the aorta to the rest of the body. Malinaw po, learners? Malinaw po ba? Ganyan lang. May mga dinadaanan siya. Yung circulation, ang bilis niyan. Mabilis because the heart, di ba, sa isang minuto, nakakailan kaya yung heart natin? Ilan yung contraction, relaxation, contract, relax, contract, relax. When it contracts, when it relaxes, it is filling in with blood. When it contracts, siya naman ay naglalabas o nagbubuga ng blood. When it relaxes, nagpi-fill ng blood. When it contracts, naglalabas ng blood. Papunta sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan natin. Okay po, so malinaw yan. This is actually the blood circulation happening inside the heart. So madali namang sundan yung mapa na inilagay natin. Ano? Tandaan lang natin, bago siya bumaba from one chamber to another, kailangan dumaan siya sa valve. We have the tricuspid valve, pulmonary valve or pulmonic valve. We also have the mitral valve and the aortic valve, apat. Ulit, tricuspid, pulmonary, mitral, aortic. Those are the valves of the body, of the heart. Malinaw tayo doon? Time check tayo. It's already 2:56. Ayan. So, tapusin ko na to. Madaling-madali lang. Ayan. The respiratory and circulatory system working together. Tandaan natin, yung oxygen na sumasakay sa cells ng ating body, na syempre, nasa blood siya, blood lang naman na nakakadaloy, di ba? Kasi, i-deliver yan sa iba't ibang cells ng katawan natin via the blood. So, malinaw yon. Para syempre magawa yung function. Maraming cells sa body. Napakadami iba't ibang cells ng body na kinakailangan masuplayan ng nutrients, hindi lang ng oxygen. Nutrients, oxygen at ibang chemicals na kinakailangan ng katawan natin. Okay? So madami, pati mga electrolytes kinakailangan. Isinusuplayan ng blood. Naki-blood kasi yan. Papunta sa iba't ibang cells ng body. Malinaw tayo. Then, yun. Because basically, the circulatory system is a transportation mechanism of the body. It transports other materials. So, yun lang. Ano pa ba? Of course, oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. We take in the oxygen so that the oxygen can be delivered by the blood going to the different parts of the body. And we expel carbon dioxide. No? Bakit? Kinakailangan kasi natin ng homeostasis. When we say homeostasis, this is the state of balance or equilibrium. Kapag na-break ang homeostasis, magkakaroon ng problema ang katawan natin. Kaya merong mga tao na hirap sa paghinga. Kapag hirap na hirap ka sa paghinga, yung heart mo magpapump ng mabilis. Magpapump siya ng mabilis. Pump. Double time, double time, double time, double time. Magpapump siya kasi kulang ng oxygen ng katawan mo. Pag nagpump yan ng mabilis, compensatory mechanism ng katawan yon. Kasi kulang ka nga sa oxygen eh. Kaya magdo-double time si heart na mag-pump para masuplayan ng oxygen yung buong katawan mo. Eh kapag kulang ka sa oxygen, mamamatay yung mga blood vessels natin. No? So kinakailangan talaga mag-ingat tayo, huwag tayo labas ang labas kasi kapag na-COVID ka, isang way ni COVID is to deprive you from oxygen, maapektuhan ng puso. Malinaw. The same thing with tuberculosis. The same thing with asthma. No, kapag may asthma ang tao, kulang sa hangin, medyo nagsisikip yung mga air passage niya, si heart double time 'yan. Kaya mauuwi sa heart attack. Siyempre, pagod si heart eh. Okay, so as the respiratory system initiates gas exchange within the body, the circulatory system supplies oxygen in the cells. Malinaw po? Okay po ba tayo dyan? Ayan. So, quiz na tayo. Time check, it's already 2:59. We still have a minute. So, ready? Get ready with your pen and paper. Ready? Number 1. What happens if the diaphragm, in the diaphragm when we exhale or breathe out? Is it A, B, C, or D? What happens? The answer is, syempre, when we exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upwards. Okay? Next, number 2. Which is taking place in this figure? Ano kaya? 5 seconds. Look at the picture. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is the boy is taking in air. So, inhalation happens. The diaphragm is contracting. Next, number 3. Which statement is true about the human circulatory system? Is it A, it makes blood cells? Is it B, it transports oxygen and nutrients? Is it C, it breaks down food and releases nutrients? Or is it D, it is the first line of defense against bacteria? 5 seconds, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is letter B. It transports oxygen and nutrients. Okay? Next, number 4, which is not a function of the circulatory system. 5 seconds, go. It delivers oxygen and nutrients to cells. It breaks down carbohydrates into glucose. It transports other materials through the body, or it removes all carbon dioxide and wastes from cells. The answer is, what would be the answer? Letter B, it breaks down carbohydrates into glucose. Wait, this is not actually the answer. The answer here is letter C, okay? Transports other materials through the body. Hindi, tama pala. I'm sorry. Nalito si Tutor Kevin, na overwhelmed. Yeah, letter B is the answer because letter A is a function of the circulatory. Letter C is also a function, and letter D it is also a function. Letter B, it breaks down carbohydrates into glucose. That's not the function of the circulatory system. That's the function of other system. Okay? Okay, number 5. What type of circulation carries oxygenated blood? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keyword circulation carries oxygen to the blood to the body is, syempre, the systemic circulation. All right? So that's it. If you got correct, perfect score, then good for you. If not, it's okay. You can try another time. Okay, you can still do it. Words to ponder, working harmoniously with others can bring good results. Just like how the respiratory and circulatory system work. Okay? So, wag lang magkakatrouble lang isa, maapektuhan yung isa. Alright? So, that's it for Science 9, Monday 2:20 to 3 o'clock. And next natin is Tutor Rainier and Tutor Richard for Science Grade 10. Thank you so much. And for your comments and suggestions, just email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. At please, para naman po sa feedback, pakiscan lang po yung ating QR code na nandyan so that we can hear from you. Okay, so once again, this is Tutor Kevin saying, good afternoon, thank you so much, and keep safe. Bye-bye. Sa pangalan po ni Tutor Bandong, see you next week. Thank you so much, learners.